Thursday afternoon up here in New England. Nothing like that at the end of April. Huge news for the Lakers tonight. Probably not snowing in LA, right?
No.
Anthony Davis expects to return to the lineup for the first time since Valentine's Day. What that means for LA and how far behind AD is LeBron coming back? We'll try to give you answers. SportsCenter begins live right now.
This is SportsCenter.
What's changed for the Knicks that has them on a streak New York hasn't seen in 7 years? And we look back on Steph's historic scoring run, which is now over. Plus, the trait Zach Wilson has that can transform the Jets' offense and the player they should target next to create a dynamic backfield duo. Ahead of UFC 261, ESPN's cover story goes inside Kamaru Usman's ongoing fight to pay tribute to his roots.
Each and every time you compete with another man, you take something from them. Win or lose, you take something from them.
You ever see a ball go through the webbing?
Now, there's two things that can happen. They're going to try to eat it, and they're going to try to throw it.
No, please, don't do that, young man. All right, he's back. Will we think? 9 weeks after going down with a calf strain and Achilles tendinosis, Lakers big man Anthony Davis expects to play tonight when LA opens a 4-game road trip in Dallas. 9 weeks on the sidelines equals 30 games, the longest stretch of games AD has missed during his 9-year career, and it seems like that stretch could be ending just a couple of hours from now. Here is what Anthony Davis said last night.
You know, I want to make sure that I was coming back 100%. Because it wouldn't be fair to myself, it wouldn't be fair to my team. Like I said, I feel 100% healthy. I feel great, you know, especially the rest of these games leading to the playoffs. A lot of guys around the league aren't healthy. A lot of teams aren't healthy. And for us to, for the most part, be healthy, you know, I'm getting back 100% healthy. Well, I am 100% healthy. And then we got Bron, who's coming back as well, who's going to be 100% healthy. So, you know, I think we put ourselves in a good position.
NBA reporter Dave McMenamin joins us live. Of course, Dave covers the Lakers, and let's talk about AD now because he was initially expected to return before the All-Star game in March. So here we are on the verge of his return more than a month later. What can you tell us?
Well, Sage, obviously, first of all, he gave us some details about the injury that we didn't know before. He said that when he planted his foot against Denver back in February, he felt a ripping sensation, and he was very worried that he suffered a partially torn Achilles and was going to miss the rest of the Lakers' run as they go for a repeat championship. Obviously, it wasn't that bad, but there was a longer recovery than the team initially had estimated. He wasn't really able to really test out the leg until he said about 3 or 4 days ago, going through 35 minutes on the court, cardio, movement, and felt good. And now the team will only, dot the I's and cross the T's today. So long as Anthony Davis feels good, you'll get him starting against the Mavericks and playing about 15 minutes.
I was going to say probably on a little bit of a pitch count. And Dave, I remember when the injury happened and he grabbed that Achilles, I think everybody thought, oh no. So relatively speaking, this is good news. We'll see what happens tonight. What about LeBron, though? He's missed over a month with that high ankle sprain. So just 14 games left in the regular season. Dave, how realistic is it that he plays before the postseason begins?
Well, Sage, certainly I believe he will be playing before the postseason begins. We reported that it would be about a 4 to 6 week recovery range, and he just passed the month mark earlier this week. So if you add 2 weeks to it, right, you're getting into early May. And the question is not will he return the regular season, but how many games will he get? If he returns the first week of May, you're talking about 10 games or so. If he returns the second week of May, you're down to 5 games. Now, LeBron James, 36 years old, 18-year veteran, he manages his body as well as anybody else, and he knows the game inside and out. So it's not like he needs a ton of time to reintegrate himself with his teammates. But certainly I think on the Lakers side of things, they'd like to get more time than not just to get LeBron a rhythm, because when the Western Conference playoffs begin, there's no easy competition. You could be talking about the Lakers playing a team like the Denver Nuggets in the first round.
Yeah, here's the good news. The playoffs are beginning exactly 1 month from today, May 22nd. And right now, the Lakers are the 5 seed. That would pit them against the Nuggets in a rematch of last year's Western Conference Finals. Can't wait, Dave. Thank you. There's a little more perspective, but
I'm sorry, because you felt you had to put on a tie. Didn't you know it's just Richard here today?
Yeah, look, he's got tie, dress shoes. I got just random shoes on. I got sweatpants.
Richard's like an improv guy. You just showed those off.
You're supposed to come up
I'm only showing my shoes because I'm not wearing Uggs for once. So that's why.
You're an improv guy. You come meet the energy of the people you're with. So
You're right.
I will bring the energy.
There we go. That's my guy.
Someone has to. Anthony Davis saying today he does expect to make his return Thursday against the Mavericks after being sidelined since Valentine's Day with a calf strain and tendinosis in his right leg. Here is AD talking just moments ago.
I think to answer your first question, the pain was I felt pain there before, just going through the process when the first time I injured it. But the second time, I hate to say it, but I never, knock on wood or whatever, I never tore an Achilles, but I kind of felt like sharp pain and like it was ripping kind of, so, which I never felt before. Really, the pressure was, tough to put on and flexing and everything like that. Flexing my foot and things like that was very painful. So I knew it was something serious. It wasn't as serious as it, could have been, but it was still, pretty significant.
If you feel good tomorrow, is the plan to play?
Yes.
So a little scary, but good news for AD there. Vogel also said LeBron has progressed to, quote, light work on the court. So, Dave, if they both return healthy, we are now getting to this point where they've missed enough of the season that you asked the same question we're asking about the Nets, right? Do you think that missed time is going to matter come the playoffs?
No, I don't think a game in April nor any game in May that either of these two guys would miss that will have any bearing on what will happen from late May through July, as long as they're 100% healthy. And this is the organizational decision, give them as much time as they need. LeBron is progressing. Anthony said a couple weeks away. But in the interim, you get to see Anthony Davis being the number one option. He hasn't played one single game all year without LeBron James. And so this will be a good time for him to kind of get the offense flowing through him, because Frank Vogel said the biggest problem over the last 2 years, maybe for this team, is what they do when LeBron's not on the court.
Right.
So there's some testing ground here, and the Lakers need this news. They've been piecemealing it, patchworking it. In the meantime, they finally get one of the 5 or 6 best players in the league back.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's an issue, because when you look at the teams around this league that they would be competing in the Western Conference, Utah, very, very good. Donovan Mitchell is now missing time right at the late part. You look at Phoenix, very, very good, but they have a little bit of inexperience. So I don't see any team that if the Lakers are completely healthy that they would have to go against, even if you're talking about the Denver Nuggets are now missing. Now the Clippers, I think the Clippers pose a problem with the addition to Rondo. I think I love what the Portland Trailblazers are doing. So there are some challenges that they want to be 100% healthy, but I think there's a lot of teams in the Western Conference currently in the postseason that I don't think the Lakers really fear or are worried about.
Plus, I mean, you remember back in 2018 when LeBron said that the Cavs could be lower than the 4th seed. Oh, wait, you already traded. You were traded from that Cavs. You weren't on that team.
No.
But back when we were still hanging with the team.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that.
LeBron said
thanks,
that he could be the 5th seed. It doesn't matter.
Appreciate that, D-Wade.
He felt like just get him in the opposing building. No one's going to want to see LeBron James for a game one, whether it's at Somme Arena or a road arena.
Yeah. No, I completely agree that this Laker team, if healthy, and it's crazy that we have to keep saying that because it's major people missing time, but you got to take down the guy that's been in the finals 9 out of the last 10 times.
Now, we're not going to see full-on Anthony Davis minutes like usual in this game tomorrow night. What do you expect?
15-minute range. Frank Vogel said he will start, and so you'll get to see a look. The question is, will that be with Andre Drummond? The first time we get to see those two together. Obviously, they had experience in USA basketball together, came into the NBA the same draft class. But to get both those guys on the court, it's going to be intriguing, but it's going to be short bursts. You'll probably get a 6 or 7 minute run in the first half, 6 or 7 minute run in the second half. You shut it down, do the same thing his second game back, and then you start to ramp up. Because basically, Davis told us today, he's only been going about 3 or 4 days. That's